Okay. This is Jacob. I am here with Meg Foster. Meg, how are you doing today?
I'm good this evening. How are you, Jacob?
Fantastic. I'm a huge fan. Have been ever since I was a little kid. I remember watching you in Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Stepfather 2 was one of my favorites. So, and then They Live, obviously, which is what she is here for tonight at the Phoenix Film Festival. One of my absolute favorite films.
Great film.
And I am so happy to actually meet you.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Now,
Thank you.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, we'll kind of skip to away from They Live for a moment. I wanted to ask you about Shrunken Heads.
Yeah.
What was it like to play a man?
It was brilliant.
Really?
I had such a good time.
Okay. Yeah,
it's so wonderful. Not a lot of people know that. And everybody that does ask me about that is as wonderful as you are. And they say, "Tell me about Shrunken Heads."
It was such a fun movie. You know, I just absolutely love that kind of stuff. And you know, I'm a big fan of like Full Moon Entertainment, that type of thing. So
Full Moon is great.
Yeah,
it really is. The band.
Yeah, they put out some just so much fun stuff. Like the Oblivion movies, I loved you in those too. What was it like? Because I know George Takei was in the first one. I can't remember if he was in the second one. Did you get to work with him at all?
George Takei, well,
he had a small cameo, I think, in the first one. I don't know if he was in the second. I can't remember.
No, I can't either because you brought it up. Yes, no, I mean, we spoke quite often.
Okay.
It was a huge cast. We were in Romania.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Now, one question I have to ask you about Stepfather 2 is, did Terry O'Quinn stay in character that whole time? Like, were you actually afraid of him at all? No.
I wasn't afraid of Terry. Terry's one of the dearest human beings. He's an extraordinary actor.
I just wasn't sure how method he was on set.
He has a beautiful voice. He sang and played the guitar quite a lot, actually.
Really?
Very mellow fellow. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. One of the funniest things is that when we were in the when we met at the end, and I heard him whistling and strangling me, and we were on this little turnstile, and they're turning it. There was a camera shot, you know, and Terry has a hold of my neck, and we're going, and he, under his breath, he's saying, "We will not tell our children that we are doing this to put them through college."
Nice.
Which I thought was very funny, and I said, "Oh, what a good thing you said that." We just had this funny little conversation going, working with him and stuff.
Now, I know a lot of people have always commented on your eyes and the clear color of your eyes, and I heard, and this may be a rumor, but I heard that the people that were casting Masters of the Universe actually didn't want to cast you because of that. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I just saw some trivia about it one time, and I was like, that seems really odd.
Well,
but...
you know, I think that I think it's interesting. I did a film back in the 1970s, 78. It was called A Different Story, and it was with Perry King, and a gentleman, wonderful director by the name of Paul Aaron, directed it. And he asked me to wear contacts, and I said, sure. He said, it's not that I don't love your eyes, but with the character of Stella, this lady I was playing, he said, I want them to get Stella. I don't want your eyes to take the attention. And the amazing thing is that I don't notice my eyes. You know, I notice other people's eyes.
Well, of course.
You know, so I don't even notice, you know, that they're blue. But it was a very wonderful little lesson for me with Paul, because I liked that he said that to me, and I liked that he made that choice. And so I began telling, you know, my agent, I said, I'm willing to wear contacts for anything, because I never thought of that. You know, I never thought. He said, you know, it's a big screen. You know, these people are just going to go. And I don't know that that's what happens. So no.
Yeah, well,
but I don't know about that.
They always pop so much right off the screen, and that's why I thought that there might be some validity to it, because I thought maybe they were.
Well, there was with Paul, and I don't know about Masters of the Universe. When I see Gary next, I'll ask him.
Now, there was a movie that Kevin, I guess, had just gotten a phone call about. And somebody wanted me to ask you a question about it. Was it the Legend of Arrow Mountain?
Arrow Bay.
Arrow Bay. It's one I haven't seen. I don't know if I've ever even heard of it.
It's called Welcome to Arrow Beach.
Welcome to Arrow Beach. Okay.
And that was made, my son was a year old, so that was 1972? Oh my goodness. And it was directed by Lawrence Harvey. And Altavis Davis was in it. And Mr. Whitman, Stuart Whitman, oh my God. And it was about cannibalism. And Larry was ill. He was ill. But it was great fun to do. It was great fun to do, and I don't think I've ever really seen it. But that frightened me a bit. I will say. You know, it was about cannibalism. Larry liked to eat things.
Okay.
Oh, and Joanna Pettit was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out.
If you can find it, take a peek.
I'm sure that
give me a
the
call
person
and let me
that
know.
talked to him on the phone, I'm sure he probably knows where to find it. So.
Did they enjoy it, or?
Yeah,
He did?
it's Jeff, one of the other members of Cinema Head Cheese, and he is like the archivist. He'll know the third gaffer on. Yeah. That's,
I like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have a friend that can say, you know, ring off the crew, ring off everybody's
Yeah.
resume, everybody's. Austin, stop.
All right.
It was amazing. It's wonderful. They're walking encyclopedias.
Before we wrap everything up, I do have a couple of questions about They Live.
Yes.
First of all, John Carpenter is one of the most legendary directors in like horror and sci-fi over the last 35, 40 years.
Yes, he is.
And I'm sure that must have been quite an experience working with him.
It
Is it?
was a gift. It was a gift. He's an extraordinary man. He's a Renaissance human being. I mean, he changed the entire industry. He really did. He changed the track of horror. He changed the track of suspense with horror. Every one of his characters are real people.
Yeah.
Except for the Thing. But he was real too, because it was like Beauty and the Beast. And he, everything about him is flowing. And I think it's because he has many, many interests. He scores, he's a musician, he's an artist, he, writes, he directs.
Did you ever happen to find out, by any chance, why he chose to credit himself as Fred Armitage for the script for They
I
Live?
never ask people personal questions. I don't know.
I
really
always
don't.
wondered
I really
about that, but
I really don't.
because I mean, I would be proud to take credit for that script. I think it was great.
Why do people do what they do? Do you know? I mean, I don't think whatever it was, and I'm sure that there's an answer or somebody has one, but that's the charm. That's the magic stuff too, you know? I mean, why would somebody do that? I had a alter ego for years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I gave her a name, and it's don't you ever do that?
Sort of.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
See, so.
My
No, I can
car
understand
persona.
because, yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm in my car persona. That's very good. Very good. What's his name?
I never gave him a name,
Give him a name. It's fun. It's fun. Here comes Harry, you know?
but I'm told that we need to wrap up.
All right.
But I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Talking to you too.
And I guess that's it.